Hey y'all, welcome to the Messy Studio. Yeah, it's been a while. I gotta tell you, this last 40 days has been just nuts around here with the move and everything. We closed on the house the 25th of June and started moving, almost immediately. It took about 5 days to get all the household goods and part of the shop in here. You saw part of that. Then we went on the second leg of our annual family summer vacation. Had a great time. Went on a cruise for our oldest granddaughter's graduation. Had a blast. Went to Belize, Roatan, and just had a great time. Then came back and had to get back to work. Spent the next week, a good 5 to 7 days, moving the rest of the shop and the wood out of the shed over. Then my oldest granddaughter got married, and we hosted the reception here in the backyard. Fabulous time. Everybody had a great time. It was a great wedding. And her husband is in the Army. He's in Korea. He had to go back. She's going to stay with us until he gets back, and he'll be stationed just up the road at Fort Hood in Killeen. In the meantime, she's going to stay with us. So, had that all done. Got a little bit of organization done the week after that here in the shop. It's temporary. I'll show you that in a second. I had to have some place to put some of my wood so I could move some other stuff around. And then we had my wife's family reunion, and we hosted that. Been busy, and still unpacking in the house. We're not quite through. We've still got a few boxes to go through, but house comes first. If mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. So now I'm back out in the shop. Got to start working on some reorg and try to figure out what I want to do to set this place up, and I'll show you a little bit about that. That's what we've been doing. It's just been absolutely crazy. In between all of that, I spent a good week over at the old house, painting some things, repairing some things, getting it ready to sell. It's on the market, has been for a little bit now, and hopefully it'll sell soon. So between here and all the work that had to be done over there, I haven't had any time to do much of anything out here. So let me show you around, show you what I've got so far. It's a mess. My big lathe is going to stay where it is because the 220 plug is back there in the wall, so that can't move. Temporarily, I put these metal bookcases in here. I don't think I'm going to leave them there. They'll be in the way of the lathe. I will probably move them back into this corner where the bandsaw is. The bandsaw will come over here in the middle of the floor, and I'll put these back there. Right now these are loaded with some bowl blanks, some spindle blanks, some pin blanks, just all kinds of stuff that I've amassed over the years and not really wanted to try to waste. This little piece of maple burl is going to be absolutely, well, if I can get it in camera. This little piece of maple burl will be pretty cool when I do something with it. I've got this piece of, I don't know if you want to call it Spectra ply or what. It's colored or dyed plywood. I'll make a little bowl out of that, or a box. A bunch of burl in here. Not sure what's under there. Bowl blanks here. Got some walnut, maple. That may be ash. I forget what this is. It may be cherry. Anyway, bunch of stuff. bunch of spindle blanks. I'll probably cut these up and make, this is cherry for sure. I'll probably cut these up and make segmented bowls out of them. Another piece of cherry. Bacote. That's spalted maple. All this stuff here. More spindles down there. I've got all kinds of stuff. I've got tamarind. I've got I think ebony. That's zircote. And a rosewood. A lot of this stuff I got at a state auction up in Ohio some years back. Anyway, the drill press is going to stay here. Like I said, I don't know where I'm going to hang my Messy Studio sign yet, but the bandsaw will probably move over where these boxes are. Got that big stump there that I need to do something with. Got a lot of stuff to unpack, but the bandsaw will move over here, so it'll be functional but out of the way. This lathe, because it's got my tool rack on it, the Nova's going to stay right there. That way, when I'm ready to work, I can be, all I have to do is turn, because here's my big lathe. I'll just turn, grab a tool, and hit it. I'm probably going to leave my miter saw mobile, because I can just wheel it right out the front door and throw all the sawdust out there. That dishwasher is my kiln. My big table saw, I've said before, is going to stay where it is. My workbench slash outfeed table will move in a little closer when I get this stuff done, something done with that. And then my other table saw will actually sit where this workbench is when I bring it over. So, first thing I'm going to do, and I'll leave my thickness sander on wheels and move it around as I need it. I'm probably going to sell this little 1020 and buy me a bigger one. I'm not sure what I'm going to get, but that'll have to wait till after the house sells. In the meantime, all of this stuff here is going to have to be moved. I still have to plumb my dust collection, but I've got stuff that I've got to do before I get that done. My wife wants an island in the kitchen. I got to get that built, but I've got to do something with all my lumber. So I'm going to move this bench and all of this stuff, and along this wall from about that seam right there, I'm going to build a lumber rack similar to the one that I just saw John Heiss do in one of his videos. So I'm going to put a lumber rack on that wall, and that lumber rack will hold not only my lumber, but under the bottom of it I'm going to hang these two things, and that's what all my steel will hang on, that's now either stacked against the wall or it's laying down up here in my storeroom. So I got to do something with that steel that's going to go under the lumber rack. These two pieces here came out of a barn in northern Kentucky. One of my co-workers up in Ohio gave it to me. He owned the farm, and this piece right here, wow, this is hand-hewn American chestnut. It's wormy, and these big beams haven't been hand-hewn in over 100 years, so I don't know how old this thing is. I just know it's really, really hard, and you don't get shavings off of it at all. It's just dust. So why do I need to build a big lumber rack? For that. I don't want to just leave this sitting on the floor. That's a bad idea. So I've got to build a lumber rack for all my, under the bottom is on that side over here. This is all Pecky cypress. I've got several hundred board feet of that. On top of that is a bunch of oak. All of this over here is mostly walnut and cherry and a little bit of oak. There's some long pieces of oak flooring that I've got. And then all of my fence boards that I've got to do something with. So I need to get them out of this little storeroom because I'm going to do something else with it. And my dust collector will probably be mounted in that corner. And then I'll plumb it up here and run through the wall. And then over to my tools. So I've got a lot of arranging to do. I'm going to leave most of my metalworking equipment back in this corner. That's the engine for my trike project. And I've been told that that trike project is going to be leaving soon. So temporarily, I put these shelves together. The shelves are going to stay together, but they're not going to have wood on them. They're going to have tools and equipment. Most of this wood, some of it's going to stay, like the small pieces down there, bowl blanks that I've cut, whatnot. But all the rest of this stuff, like this piece of leopard wood, walnut, maple, purple heart spindle, rosewood spindle, maple spindle, all and another rosewood spindle. All of this stuff, I think, is kingwood. All of this stuff, another nice piece of walnut. No, that's curly mesquite. Sorry, my bad. All of this stuff is going to, and then my scrap plywood. All of this stuff will be up on the lumber rack, and I'll get it out of the way. I got a lot to do, folks. A lot to do. This is all quarter sawn white oak. And more bowl blanks. These were all in my shed. They'll stay out here in these metal shelves for now. I just don't know what else to do with them. I don't want to pile them in the shop and then have to work around them when I do something. Nice little root ball. I can't remember what that is. It may be peach. I've had that for a while. That'll be fun when I get to that. So, yep, it's still a messy studio. As you can see, got a lot of unpacking yet to do, a lot of reorganization, a lot of setup, a lot of work. It's going to take a while to get me back in the swing of things, but in the meantime, I'll try to film everything I'm doing, whether it's building my lumber rack. I'll try to make sure I get that filmed for you. When I start the wife's kitchen island, which I've got to do real soon, I'll film that best I can and try to get some stuff up. I appreciate y'all's patience, I really do. To all my subscribers, thank you so much. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you guys. So stay with me. If you can, be patient. I'll try to get some more stuff up soon as I can. This moving thing has just been a nightmare, and it's going to continue to be kind of crazy for a while. So come back and see what we get into next. Please like, subscribe, share. Oh, and before I forget, if you would like to support the Messy Studio, I have a Messy Studio t-shirt now available. I'll put a link up here on the screen and a link in the description where you can go get to it and buy a t-shirt. I get some of the proceeds. If you want to support the Messy Studio and you want a Messy Studio t-shirt, I would appreciate it. had to have my coffee. So, thanks again for watching. Y'all come back and see us. Until next time.